Next up that we have is a for in loop. And you have already seen the for in loop quite a lot in the arrays, in the dictionary, and pretty much everywhere. So let's talk about the for in loop and try to discuss it out here. And there will be not much of the things out here, just one important underscore concept, and that's it. So it is going to be a little short movie compared to the last one, which was a big one. Okay, so how do we write our for in loop? And you might already be aware that we have a range operator. So let's just say if I want to use a for loop and I just say for, let's just say value in items, this should be iteratable. So let's just say I want to have a loop till 9 and then I write the code for print. Let's just say just print the value. Okay, so as I save this, we can say at the bottom it just runs out the code from 1 to 9 and that's it. So this is the most common one that we have seen so far. But we can run the loop through arrays, through dictionaries, and that we have already seen. It would be just a repetition if I do it again. But I do want to show you another concept, which is sometimes we just loop through some values, but we don't use these values. For example, I just want to print another number. For example, if I just say print, I want to print 9 times, and it should be saying something like I am getting printed. Okay, so we can see it says I'm getting printed is getting printed out here, and we are not using the value actually, but we need some things to just iterate through 9 times. So if we just remove anything from here, it's not gonna make a good concept. So it is also allowed to put an underscore out there because we are not using anything out here. So we can see that it's also fine out there, and in fact this is so much common syntax that in the Xcode, while you write the code for your iOS application, many times it being suggested that if you're not using the iteratable value, somehow you're not multiplying, adding, or using or doing anything with that, just use the underscore. And I think this is a good approach. It saves you a lot of memory and will help you a lot. Okay, so this is the most common thing that we have seen, and we have already seen that we can have arrays and things like that. For example, let's just say planets. We have already seen this, and inside that I can have many planets. Like let's start with the Earth, and let's have Mars, let's have Pluto. How can I forget the Pluto? That's my favorite one. And Saturn. There we go. And if I need to just iterate over it, it's really simple. Let's just say for P in planets, and this P can be anything, and you can just print out anything. And if I just want to print out these P's, I can simply say just print out the value P, and there we go. It just prints out Earth, Mars, Pluto, Saturn, and pretty much everything. And just like that, we can play around with the dictionaries as well. We have already seen in the movie of the dictionary that how we can iterate over the dictionary, in that we can actually, just to remember, we can actually use the tuples, and we can have 2 values. One is for the index and another one is for the value. Then you can pass on your dictionary and do things like that. But I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna just work out with this example only. This is the most simplest for in loop, and just to remind you again, Swift has actually killed the C-style for loop, and now they have only the for each loop out there. So for loop is gone. It's out of the syntax, out of the scene now. Okay, with this, now let's move on and talk about 2 more types of loops that we have in the Swift.